Yep, 7 seconds, and the next paladin is already constructed. The next Odin launch. I mean, Odin's doing what Odins shouldn't be able to do, ever. Hit units. Sure, your Scorpion Detriment Paladin army is very scary. Welcome to a zerok 4-player free-for-all. This is Greed mode. And well, we already have 24 eco, 140 energy eco. In a match between, in the orange, we've got WPTR 007 with an engineer commander, quick build calm, 24 build power already. Factories do have a standard old 10. With, in the blue, cloakbots, spiders for WPTR then. Cloakbots in blue here for average plan. Also, engineer commander, 24 build power, but not using the factory at all. Just going for an expensive max, 2000 metal per max. Why? I don't know, but it's the case. Over here, Chotmo also going for cloakbots. Engineer commander as well, of course. And already pumping out multiple conjurers. Also, they can upgrade into Athena, and then from Athena I believe you go to Funnel Web, maybe something else. And then over here in the red, it is Smoke Dragon. I believe Smoke Dragon is also the creator of the game mode thingy, whatever we're playing now. With a Recon Commander, Juice, level 1, no blueprint of course, and therefore only 16 build power, because they get double of a normal commander. Who is also going for the big max, the 3.0 max, with their first 2 Weavers. Of course makes sense, because, yeah, if you have to, well, spend 2,000, yeah, they will help. So yeah, indeed, they seem to be the creator, or like, the organizer of this match. But yeah, if you have to spend 2,000 to get a single max, of course you want to have that on a 3 metal max, rather than on a 2 metal max, or let alone a 1.5 metal max. Orange, with their spiders, also scouting a little bit, glitching their fleas around. And as you can also see, people with shields on those engineers. Whereas, well, WPTR, or now Smoke Dragon, with their Recon Commander, does not have that. So you can see that indeed these are not standard old commanders. 24 build power for the engineer. Is also now building Aegis. But it is at least not a very standard old zerok. It is actually a modded game. Not just things are expensive. Interesting that they already went for like triple hexa. Possibly like expecting some kind of early air rush. Which is of course possible with 24 metal income. Right at the start. Smoke Dragon, try to overdrive maxes. Currently does not have one max for the Psalms. Whereas over here, 12.6 metal. Because of, well, yeah, 36 energy wind generators. On this max already. For base income, even though it is placed on a 2.0 max, so already getting 100% bonus from just that. And then overdriving with 200% as well. 10,000 shield on a metal X factor, 16,000 HP. Insane. And over here, we can see the same thing happening. 369 nice % overdrive, 18, almost 19 metal for that singular max. So yeah, our metal mod creator only now with the metal extractor, 19.6, even though they don't have too many of these expensive wind generators up yet. But they are incredibly, well, weak. Fragile is definitely something you can say about these wind generators. One singular HP on each. And I assume, although I don't know, it still explodes, just like, no, AoE damage of 0. Okay, well that's a shame. Otherwise you would have, like, very good, strong 50 energy per second wind generators, and then it just explodes and all of them go with it. Would kinda be glorious. Well, so, for now, because it's a modded game where everything is insanely expensive, and I already know that this match is going to last quite a while, I will be speeding it up just to 3 times for now, and I'll be placing that back as soon as people just start doing things. Because for now, people are just making that eco. I'm really surprised about this hacksaw spam and razor spam, like anti-air spam, from Smoke Dragon. But I assume they have a very valid reason for trying that. Maybe they don't, but I would assume so. Also, in this mod, as you can see here, in terms of the eco, just wind and just metal extractors. No solars, no fusions, nothing like that. We're also missing quite a couple of things in the defense tab, so anti-air is just hacksaw and razor. And we'll slow it down now, because over here we've got a Faraday and like a couple of pickets and all that. Firing away. So yeah, cloakbots, reavers, knights, just standard old units, right? Pushing in. Into yellow. Shield from the max is already pretty much gone. Only 150-ish there. So yeah, it has a lot of shield, but it is also drained quite quickly. These conjurers just 5 build power, so they're not building things like stingers and all any faster than they normally would. Only thing that has like upgraded build power is the commander itself. And for now, they're just poking up and, well yeah, with all of those shields, which I would assume also link to each other. I don't see any linking lines. No, I don't see them. But I would kind of assume... No, it doesn't seem like they do link to each other. So at least you don't have to deal with like stacked shields. They are effectively single shields. These are defended by just a single shield. Ah, and you need anti-nuke, or like Athena for anti-nuke. So you can unlock higher tiered things with other builders then. Special, it's also just Radar and Cornea for now. But then I assume what you mean to say is that, well, if you do get up on Athena and such, you can build more things. Not sure if this is a valid... Yeah, it seems like it. So Athena can build Trinity, Funnel Web, Anti-Nuke, a lot of units. So can build a whole lot. Unless this is just the standard old list that it always shows you. I don't know, actually. No, it seems to be correct. Yeah. And over here, we've got an airplane factory. Going for a couple of owls, going for a couple of raptors. And as you can see, yeah. Some of these players have certainly gotten up more metal, or like eco, than the others. For now, it is a base eco where WPTR and average plan have a lot. Which I find a little interesting. You're on like 120. You're on 140-ish. Over here we've got, yeah, only 110. Okay. Why is this locking like with the stripes? I don't know. And here, okay, 80. So it does seem to be correct, actually. The WPTR and average plan have more. It just feels a little bit off, because this seems to have more shield. Yeah, not really sure. Anyways, Athena is up. And we can see that they are able to construct solar panel. Wow. And like iPad and... yeah, sure. And we can get more of the roster here. For the defense tab. Special as well. Buildings, or like build factory is still the same, of course. And in terms of units, yep, they can build a lot. Including some incredibly strong, incredibly expensive units. Like Dante, Scorpion. And the like. And of course they can also build Funnel Web. Which is effectively how they upgrade then, I guess. No, they don't upgrade, you actually just build it. Okay. Fine. I mean, maybe that's also the case with Conjurer, I don't really know. Anyways, we've got a lot of shields. Everyone has shields everywhere because of all of those maxes. But yeah, it is a stalemate match, game mode, greed mode, they say. It's so quiet, and that's the reason why I have it sped up. Because I don't think we want to sit through, well, such a long match when nothing is really happening. And do you have Athena? Some people do. Over here, Smoke Dragon already with an ultimatum. cranes flying around. Sure. But we will not be seeing the standard old singularities in the asset kind of strats that we've seen before. I mean, there is no real way to do that, because not even Athena is able to build them. Maybe? Are these cloaked solars? Apparently their solar collectors are cloaked. Wow. Doesn't cost you any energy. That's at least something you can be kind of happy about. Anyways, tridents, just standard old tridents, nothing special. Patrolling the asset. And over here, I mean, yeah, sure. Units, slow down. Inside the enemy shield, so yeah, even though they are still shielded, Stinger not able to hit you, you are able to hit Stinger without really any issues. Because that's the thing, because they are also not really close to each other, those shields. The pork they do build is effectively out of the shield, as long as your units are kinda close. Dante is able to jump as well. I did see something about ultimatums also being able to jump, I believe. They are indeed able to jump just like Dante. And first funnel web, 40,000 metal, being built by a single Athena, which is 200 build power. So it's not as if it's going to take all that long to construct. And watch it. It's a little glitchy, it feels. Yeah, seems a little glitchy to me. Need a flamethrower from the Dante there, I guess. Because normally flamethrowers are able to shoot through terrain. But for now, the metal extractor, it is still alive. 4500 HP. You need to terraform it free. And the Dante goes down. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Two of these players certainly looking quite scary, with all of that extra map control through anti-air and all that. And we can also see that in terms of investment, Cosmo doesn't really have anything they need to like get back in terms of their overdrive. Investment. So yeah, they don't really have all that much. 660 energy eco, like 500. Not a whole lot. Over here, almost 8,000. Here, 10,000. And for average plan, also 5,000. So WPTR and Smoke Dragon with still the most invested. And also because of that, Smoke Dragon has caught up to average plan and even, well, gotten ahead of them in terms of their eco. Of course, most of the eco is going to be overdrive rather than base eco. Because of the insane overdrive. But yeah. Ultimatum, trying it best. I mean, it's not hitting. Stop it. Please. You're so loud. I mean, it seems like you're at least technically able to hit it, maybe? I don't know. You do have a weird line through here, though. Anyways, the noise has stopped, thankfully. Wind generators, still, of course, good wind, so are effective. But yeah, solar panels, 400 eco each. And how is the funnel web looking? Not up yet. However, we do have 3 that are under construction. 1 by yellow, 1 by orange, 1 by red. Once again, speeding up because nothing is happening. But yeah, all 3 of them getting up funnel web. What can funnel web do? Well, there it is. First one is out. It immediately starts off by building a paladin. And there it is already. 1200 and a paladin has been constructed. It is able to create fusions, which do have 7000 energy eco. Geothermal as well, which is of course available on this map. At 5000 for the normal geothermal. And once again, more of the defenses, more of the specials have been unlocked. And of course it is able to construct Shogun, which is not really going to be used since this is an asset map, not a water map. So I don't think we'll see it. And as we already saw, yeah, Paladin, Merlin, and funnel web. It is able to construct itself. And all that goodness. Yeah. So, triple Paladin already out, cloaked as well. Not cloaked by itself, but cloaked because of the cornea there. And it seems like Funnelweb is the highest level constructor. I don't see like an 80,000 metal, like would probably be like a couple 100,000 constructor in reality if there was a higher level. But yeah, all 4 of them with a Funnelweb up. Paladins are ready to go, Merlins are as well. And I'll slow it down for now, just because we do see all of those shields being drained. Insanely long range shields, so yeah, even though you have 10,000 shield, it's gone pretty quickly. But it also recharges in like 10 seconds, recharging to full. And Paladin, I don't think it is any different than a standard Paladin. Let me just check just to be sure. Yeah, no, 12 EMP missiles, 1250 EMP each. Not that interesting. And that's a lot of Thunderbirds. I mean, not exactly effective. Stunning just a couple of small little spiders. Couple of fleas even. And there it is, the army of Paladin. I mean, it is greed mode. It's called greed mode for a reason. Because yeah, you can construct a lot of expensive units. You can just plop a Paladin down in like a second or two. In terms of your energy ego, not in your metal, but I mean 40,000 in storage. So yeah, you can if you want to. Currently exceeding a whole lot of metal. And there it is, the advanced geothermal, 20,000 energy eco. Ultimatums, trying the best. Actually succeeding somewhat. Getting a couple of shots off. Though also die though. It's not as if it's just a free lunch for the ultimatums. They're no stronger than normal. And I do wonder, for like geothermal and such. Cloaked geothermal, okay, interesting. If their explosion radius is also a lot bigger than normal. I don't know about that. 5,000 for it. Death explosion of 1270. The other one is just 9,500, so it's no different than normal. And over here, blue, certainly the one with the most units on the field. Maybe not if we include anti-air, but no, even then. 125 knights, yeah, they definitely have most units. But they're not exactly strong units. Over here, of course, not as many units, but 6 paladins. That's a lot. A lot of shields over here have also been drained, which I do find interesting. 10,000 shield on Aegis though, so they are also a lot stronger than normal. The regen is only 10, whereas in the base game it is of course 50. So they are able to hold off an alpha strike a lot better, but they don't recharge nearly as quickly as usual. Geothermal for Smoke Dragon is not being upgraded for now. Because of that, they only have a mere 25,000 energy eco. Whereas over here, WPTR with 32,000. Average plan 43,000. And yellow, less than 1,000. Oof, big old oof. And I can't fight 2 fronts. Paladins over here, just being spawned in. Yep, 7 seconds, and the next paladin is already constructed. There it is! An endless stream of paladins. And Smoke Dragon, as they say, they can't fight both fronts. It makes sense, but you only really have a real enemy on one side. The number of Odins, by average plan, is a bit interesting. 23 Odins. 33,000 value already. It is really strong, but there are no real targets for them. At least I don't think there are. They are also poking up a whole lot, with a good number of desolators here and all that. But I do wonder why people are not going for more nukes. Because nukes, I feel, like in this game, leg, would be very strong. Because if we just look at the number of nukes on the field, yeah, there are a couple. Yellow only has 1, blue has 3, orange 1, and red also has 3. But a nuke silo is not that expensive. Compared to what they have on the field right now, total, 14 paladins, that's like 140,000 metal. I feel like it's not out of the question to just... Ultimate Odin. I mean, get through those shields, Odin. Of course, just bombing a metal extractor is already worth it. Metal extractor is 2000, whereas normal Odin is just 1500 metal. So yeah, it might seem strange, but bombing a metal extractor is a good thing. And also, because these shields are so big, you can just drop it onto the metal extractor itself without having to go through the shield. So yeah, even though I was like kinda questioning the Odin myself, I don't really hate it. At the same time though, apparently an Odin is not able to kill a metal extractor, which is a bit of a shame. And they do still go down to all of that anti-air. But let's take a constructor there. A funnel web. Funnel web special. Yeah, Trinity is still just 8,000 metal. That's not that much. You can like, well, if we can look at the number of paladins they have, you can just plop down like 5 Trinities and don't even have to care about it. So yeah, can be shot down by anti-nukes, but if you just have 5 of them, and the enemy has 3 anti-nukes, you drop 3 nukes into their anti-nukes and the other 2 get through. The only thing might just be the number of shields and the strength of those shields. That might make Trinity less viable. At the same time though, dropping a couple of nukes in your front lines, I feel like would be very strong. I think so. I mean, destroying the paladins with your own paladins, of course, also works. But I don't think you have anything that is able to go further than that, right? You can't... Well, you might be able to... Do you have... No, I don't think... Maybe. Let's see. Do you guys have Strider Hub available? I don't think so, right? Also, blue, nicely done. You're breaking through all of those knights, doing an amazing job. Oh, seems like when a metal extractor goes down, it like sends out a slow pulse, like an outlaw pulse, but then bigger. Not really sure. It at least explodes very nicely. Anyways, yellow is now pretty much cleaned up. Sure, they still have a couple of small things left, but essentially they're out of the game. Commander will soon go down as well, you would assume. Except for the fact that it doesn't. And blue just decides to run away. Ah, because yellow has already just given up. And who is winning out of you guys? Ultimatum, jumping in. Great way to get in close in order to deal a lot of damage to the paladins. Ultimatum's not exactly very expensive, right? The resurrection? I mean, sure. You do invest a lot into it, so you can resurrect quite quickly. Things are like paladins and such. And it only costs you a little bit of energy. It's not as if you have, or like, that you're struggling for energy. You have like 40,000. So yeah, resurrection is probably quite strong. Though right now we only have 4 Athenas on the entire field. So it's not going to be very quick. Ultimatums also 2500 cost only. And you have 120,000 stored because you can't spend it all. Or at least you are not spending it all. Probably would be good to just have your Athenas on repeat. Because that is something that you can do. You can just say, okay, I want an ultimatum. And you just put your Athena on repeat, and it will try to keep doing that. Same with your Strider Hub. At least that way you would be able to spend it all. Just sit them close to a couple of caretakers, and just repeat Ultimatum, or repeat Paladin. Because yeah, I don't even think I want to look here. Yeah, look. Orange, 90,000 access. Red, 50,000. Blue is doing a really good job in that regard. I mean, they are also spending a whole lot on just basic units like knights and a lot of pork. And there they come. I mean, it's hard to see with all of these shields. But the conga line of knights is coming in. Sure, you might bomb them. And you can kill a couple. But that commander is not in a prime position. Its explosion radius will do a bit of damage to the knights when it goes down. But you can kill a couple. And all of a sudden those expensive paladins and such, they don't seem to make a lot of sense. Just Odins, an insane number of Odins, a fleet of Odins. And a lot of knights, and all of a sudden, you're winning. Look at all of those Odins, dropping charges everywhere. A lot of those charges are also just wasted, dropping onto a single caretaker, for instance. Yeah, that's not really good. But hey, who cares? You're running into the enemy base. You'll clean everything here up. And those solars and geothermal, yeah, they're cloaked and all that, but it doesn't really matter. Base is completely cleaned up. Of course, you don't really need a base either, except for your eco. Because you can just frontline spawn paladins. And ultimatums and all that. So even though their entire base has been cleaned up and all that, they still have 3 paladins they can use. It's just that against what red has and what blue has, it's not really going to matter. Even those 2 paladins just running into the insane pork over here. You can't even see the paladins through all of the shields. But yeah. 5, 6 Desolators, a lot of Stingers, a lot of Faradays to stun. Though of course those are not in range of the paladin. And also artillery just to drain shields and all that. Sure. But like, yeah, the pork is effective. Also, why is it giving a green glow? Interesting that it's giving a green glow with a combination of like red and blue. Or like purple. And oh wait, hold on. You are able to create detriment. Who is able to create detriment? Is it you? No? There must be a higher tier. Hold on, are you able to construct? Oh, you can construct Strider Hub. Okay, right, that makes sense then. And Strider Hub is able to create detriment. And apparently also able to construct super weapons, Berthas. And the lot and even singularity reactors. Okay. Interesting that the Strider Hub, not mobile of course, is like the highest tier constructor. And it's also as 160,000. Yeah, that makes sense. 4 times as much as the funnel web. Not as big of a jump as between Athena and funnel web. At least I don't think so. Right, because this is 40,000 and the other ones are like 1,000? Like a couple thousand? Do we still have Athena? Here. Oh, 10,000. Oh, that's also a 4 times jump. Ah, okay, right. A 4x. So then indeed the price does make sense. Right, well, by now, Smoke Dragon definitely pushing into WPTR, who was already softened up by average plan significantly. And like 40 gremlins? They don't have a lot of DPS, but hey, they're draining the shields best they can, though by now only a couple of them are engaging. So it's not as if it's really doing a whole lot. But there it is, that detriment. Also able to jump, just like normal. There it comes, jumps up. And jumps over. I was like, oh, it will probably jump on top of those paladins, but nope. It just jumps over. Anyways, Merlin 1, goodbye, Merlin 2, possibly goodbye, but not for now. I just feel like, yeah, okay, well, there they come, the spam widows. I would like, without support, a paladin is, or like a detriment even, is kind of exposed. Of course, you do have support in all of those knights, but you don't have them close enough. You've got like 10 knights close by. And that detriment is just going to be permastunned, destroyed, and of course, in its explosion radius, it does still take down a lot of value. 48,000 made versus 33 lost by average plan. Who is once again coming in with the snipe? There they come. Come on, game. Okay, thank you. I'll just do it myself. The next Odin launch. I mean, especially this base, there isn't a whole lot here for the Odins to hit. And with the geothermal being cloaked, one of the most important targets is just not going to be seen. And so no charge will be dropped. Also, they are sticking to the shield. Okay, I guess they weren't inside of the shield. Interesting how they're climbing up the shield, some of them. But yeah, they just keep on moving. A couple of them were able to drop a charge still, I feel. And just continue on, going back home. And once they are home, they will just heal up, get more charges. Because 64, almost 65 Odins on the field. How? I mean, I know how. How is 1.1 thousand metal income. And also, not wasting any. As in, 16,000 isn't too much. Right? If we compare that with 150,000 from WPTR and almost 100,000 of Smoke Dragon, yeah, 16,000 is nothing. It's a tenth. Close enough. Close to a tenth of what WPTR has wasted. Metal produced, they're also like kinda close to what Smoke Dragon has. Who has of course lost most of the base there. So their eco will be down significantly. Still, not bad eco, don't get me wrong about that. I mean, overdrive of 600 plus, still like 500 reclaim and all that. It's just not even close to what average plan has. With almost 1,000 in overdrive, versus Smoke Dragon's like 650. So that's like 50% more. Also Paladins, because they are standing still, Odin's doing what Odin's shouldn't be able to do, ever. Hit units. Will they get a kill? No, okay, they won't get a kill. At least doesn't seem like they will. But yeah, it is insane that they even managed to get a hit on a unit. But I guess there is just so much going on that they don't even realize that some of their paladins, or their detriment in this case, is just sitting still. Look at that. Multiple Odin charges on top of a detriment. Still very healthy. So it's not as if it's going to die. At least not yet. Especially because this is 86,000 HP, of course. But yeah, a lot of Odin charges being dropped onto the detriment. DPS on those Odins, of course, insane. At least if the charge stays on to the target for long enough. And the detriment actually does end up going down. That is kind of insane. And look at what we have over there. That is Double Trinity. Still going. Still having to create the missile, of course. The nuke itself. But WPTR was not finished off, so is still alive. Odin forces just 17 on the field. That's nothing. At the same time though, if we exclude this one, 5 detriments, 4 of which are constructed, on the field for average plan. How is anyone really going to contest with them, since they are the ones getting Yellow's old base, so we'll get even more eco, I would assume. Yes, they are indeed doing that. It's just with a couple of conjurers, so it's going to take an hour or two. Reclaim, I mean, you don't really want to know, but like, there is 40,000 reclaim. More than that over here. They could be getting that. So it's now, are orange and red going to team up in order to deal with blue? Because otherwise they do not even stand a chance. I don't think so, at least. Sure, your Scorpion, Detriment, Paladin army is very scary. And they can jump. And they do jump. And they land on top of your Desolator. But they don't even take it down. Desolators close by. So the Heat Ray also doing some damage, though only a couple of them are using it, because the others were not able to. But yeah, there they come. That's 5 detriments from my average plan coming in. Manual weapons are being used. That's already 1 detriment gone at least. One of Smoke Dragon's detriments. More detriments jumping in, destroying a couple of Scorpions on their landing. So at least 3 of the detriments, forward detriments, are still alive. 2 of them, though, are completely stunned. Smoke Dragon doesn't have any detriments left. Whereas there are already 3, make it 2 again, of the detriments. Well, now it is 3 again. Detriments for average plan that are fighting again. 1 does go down, but the next one is already coming in. All of the Scorpions gone, so the last the detriment that is currently stunned will also come back into the fight quite soon. There it is. And you can spam ultimatums all you want. Is that going to be enough? Well, one thing that might just be enough, but I don't think it will be, just because I can see double anti-nuke already going up. The nukes from WPTR, but indeed they do not even hit. Detriments still pretty damn healthy. 1 way forward Paladin there, but cleaned up by all of the pork. And okay, let me just check. 60,000 reclaim in the middle of the map. Oof, big oof. And once again, Paladin detriments moving forward, side by side. Of course, that does mean that once one of them goes down, the other one will take significant damage as well. And they are actually being terraformed down a hole, because then they can't do any damage to you. I mean, it's a great strat, don't get me wrong. And well, there goes detriment numero uno. The other one, still alive, and of course once its jump is off cooldown, it can just jump forward into your anti-nukes, into the Caretaker, into your funnel webs, all that good stuff. Lucifers don't... Oh, I was about to say, don't seem to need any energy, but yes they do, because they are in fact offline. So look scary, but don't do anything. And there come the Odins. They're not Ravens that are coming in. Nope, the Odins are in fact coming in. Whee! Flying Odin. And once again, yeah, dropping a lot of charges. I don't know how effective they are. I mean, look at all of the charges in the background. All of them onto razors, like, yeah, sure. Nice to take it down, but it doesn't matter all that much. And a lot of Odins do seem to have gone down once again. But hey, does that matter? Also, how is this going to work with ultimatums running through Odin charges? And oh, jumping onto all of those ultimatums, but they try to jump out, don't manage to, but they do get a shot off, and the detriment itself goes down. Oh, that was a great interaction there. But look at the base for WPTR. Do you see any, for Smoke Dragon, do you see any constructors? Because without any constructors, they cannot come back. No army, no constructors. It's a fight between blue and orange now, where in reality it isn't a fight. It is a massacre that is about to happen when blue decides to move into the base of orange. 1 nuke 2 nuke, 3 nuke, 4 nuke, I don't see them coming in. And with all of those anti-nukes blue has, yeah, even just stunning them is going to be pretty much impossible. The shields they have, even on the funnel web and all that, should be passed through by Shockley's. I think so, at least. But even then, stunning all of them is going to be difficult. You don't even know about some of them, most likely. And Trinity is also being constructed or up for average plan, but they are not even going to need it. They just use their flock of Odins. Nukes being launched once again. But yeah. Odins, are you going to do something? Yeah, okay. They are going to drop charges onto all of those Cerberus. The artillery barrage will go down. Detriment jumping onto them. And does it go into the asset? No, it doesn't. Okay, so in that case, Detriment is going to stay up as well. And shortly, Orange as well, WPTR. They already died once. They tried to come back, but they will die again. To the same player, and in that case, average plan is pretty much just the only person who really managed to get any kills. They killed yellow, they killed red, and they will kill orange. It's just a matter of time. Orange even trying to use their own strats. But yeah, just doesn't have the Odin numbers. And average plan wins. Eco in the end way better for average plan as well, but one significant factor is definitely the fact that they pretty much didn't waste any metal, at least not compared to their enemies. 194,000 wasted by WPTR and over 250,000 metal wasted by Smoke Dragon.